Hi everybody, how's it going?
Hi.
Just moving things in together a bit tighter. You getting your textings out of the way?
I am. I'm being super antisocial.
Yeah, I had a bit of scheduling errors, people got busy, things got exciting, so we've had to move everything forward.
Yeah.
And now, which is
now,
fine
probably.
because I would bend backwards over a barrel made of blades in order to hang out with Alec, so it's cool. This is going to be live for 24 hours anyway, so anybody that misses it, or if any of your friends miss it, don't fret, you can catch this. We'll also be recording it, saving it, etc, 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 so no matter what happens, you're going to get to see this, so this is exciting.
Yeah, I might cry.
You might cry. Do you want to give a quick example, shout out to who Alec Gillis is, for people who don't know before we see him?
Okay. Okay. Alec Gillis is one of the most amazing human beings on the planet. He is the person responsible for certain movies you might have seen in terms of the creatures themselves, such as the Aliens, Pennywise, some of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. He has been nominated for quite a few Oscars, and we can't believe that he wants to talk to us. So we're very, very excited. We have everything ready. I am wearing a crew...
No, save it, save it.
Okay.
He might want to talk to us. He might just be fucking with us. This could be
This just could be a meme.
This could be one long prank for him.
Yeah.
Do you say a meme or a mean?
Meme.
I suppose a little bit of both, isn't it?
Meme.
So he's done lots of cool stuff, really exciting things. What's really great about COVID Club for us so far is the sheer breadth of people we've been able to talk to. We've had amazing chats with Paperboyo, who is an unbelievable artist that you should check all their stuff out. It's brilliant. We've talked to our dear friend Marcus Smashfitz, who does all of our photos. Huge photographer. He's Bring Me the Horizon, Fallout Boy, that sort of thing. And his work ethic is really something to be marvelled at. Last time we had a chat with Disgraceland, who have become our BFFs. We love them dearly. It's an amazing podcast. It's music and
please listen,
and gore and all these kind of cool stuff. So like, if you like any of those sort of things, please go check out Disgraceland. And these are all artists who deserve your love, and that's why we put these on, because it's people that we love that we think you will love, and also you know, in these times these people need our support. So if you can and you do like them, go check their stuff out, go see who they are, and go buy books, buy t-shirts,
buy anything you can, support them in any way you can, even if that is just sharing a like, or you know, sharing their page or doing something like that. If you can support them, do, because a lot of people have been doing that for us, which we are completely humbled by, and we want to do the same for them, which is why we're doing this COVID Club.
Yeah.
So very excited. I'm very much fangirling still. You've been fangirling all day.
I've been fangirling. I'm not being distant, by the way. I'm just making sure that everything's on schedule. Surprisingly, a little peek behind the curtain. It's just us doing this. There's no. We don't have PAs. Don't have managers.
Don't have staff. Don't have nothing.
Yeah.
And we also completely forgot all semblance of time. So it was, an hour earlier than we expected.
But like we said, this is going to stay up.
Yeah.
And then we're going to save it and record it. So no matter what happens, you are going to be able to check it out. So.
Pete says lies. Shut up, Pete.
That's our drummer,
That's
Pete.
our drummer, Pete. You.
Pete hasn't been able to play with us recently. He's got herpes. So we wish Pete a speedy recovery from his violent herpes. I mean violent.
Nick says kill a Tash.
Thank you. This is...
Miss you, Nick.
Some people grow a COVID beard. Sid's has been growing a COVID beard.
I've been really trying.
So I grew a COVID mustache.
Been, trying to get it in there, but...
Not been working for you. Maybe mutton chops.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they keep growing.
We have a guest at the door. Is that really cheesy if I say that?
No, because I'm freaking out.
I have a guest at the door, sorry.
Okay.
Mr. Alex, so we're going to let him in and say hi.
I'm going to pretend that I'm really cool. I'm really chill. I'm really okay.
Oh, I should probably turn him up as well.
It's true.
Can you imagine we just had him on mute for the whole thing and we didn't hear a word?
Well, we've nearly done that before, so...
Look who it is!
Hi, you guys.
How's it going, man?
Good. Do you mind if I put my lady glasses on?
Please do.
Oh, they frame your
Please,
face.
they suit you so well.
Thank you so much for including me, and all the flattery and the buttering up.
It's all real.
Exactly.
Usually we lie, but this is real.
It's an English thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I listen to your music, by the way. I love it.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God.
What's the genre? How do you describe it?
I mean, we call ourselves a rock band, but I mean, all things considered, I know we're British, but we also consider ourselves kind of like Americana, sometimes a bit country.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I did. I think I did hear some like cool bass lines, like sort of edgy country bass lines in there that I like.
We can. Do you know what? We just do what we want. Generally,
good.
That's good. That's kind of.
I wish I could do that.
I mean, I would think that you do. To a degree. We've been like I said, freaking out all day. We're such huge fans. So thank you for going on.
I do appreciate that. It's funny because I know that after I've literally been doing this. I've been a professional for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40. So it's just weird to me, like at this point, to have people from across the globe going, "Oh my God, I love whatever Goro." Or I noticed you put the shark from. So basically, we have to end this right now.
Please no.
That was my love letter to you, really.
Thank you very much. No, I'm proud of that shark. That was really a very exciting opportunity for me at the time, even though I think we all knew how it was going to turn out, but it was still very exciting because my philosophy has always been that as long as you're doing your very best work, you might have the best thing in a crappy movie, and that's okay.
Very true. Very true. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, me and Rob are also actors, and I think that is a firm belief in what we do as well.
I've been in some awful stuff.
So so have I.
Well, when you're in the entertainment business, you're gonna get connected with some real crap time to time.
Yeah, and a lot of the time when you look back, it's been a pleasure to have been a part of those, just so that you can appreciate the.
Do you know what, though? Sometimes I've had the most fun on those jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. And especially if it's early in one's career, if you have to have something to bracket your experience by, like I always wonder, I would ask David Fincher this kind of question, like, you've kind of been like a major success from the get-go. Doesn't that make you spoiled or give you attitude? And then that's when he stopped working with me.
Went well then.
Yeah, it did go well.
It's funny you say that because I've been obviously we deep dive through. So let me just fill you in on how we came to be fans of yours. Obviously, we've always loved a lot of your work by proxy, just by merit of the sheer breadth of wonderful stuff you've done. But it was your funny videos on Instagram that Sid's used to send me, because I don't know how they turned up in your world, but it just really made us laugh. So the whole band would send the videos that you do, or we'd show each other the latest stuff, and the mammogram and all that. And it always made me laugh so much.
Yeah, we my little baby brother is watching right now. His name is Spike. I just want to do a shout out to him because he's just equally as much a fan of yours as we are. But yeah, we've been sharing your stuff with each other amongst ourselves, and for ages. And even my dad, who is like peak not sort of monster horror fan in any way, like his favorite film of all time is The Princess Bride. That's sort of where his wheelhouse is. He's in awe of you.
Yeah.
Which is a real surprise for us as a family.
It's a surprise to me too. That is, I love that because I like what is it like? If in my end of the business, oh look, I've got these glasses too. These glasses broke, by the way. They're like all like. So I had to get these out of my sculpting kit. I have different what is it? Different magnifications of glasses. So I have the lowest mass, but they do look a little. I got teased. I was wearing these. I did a live. A bunch of people were teasing me about wearing lady glasses, so I wear them more.
Anyway. I don't think they're lady glasses. I think you look good, and even if they are, screw those people.
Yeah,
they look great.
Right. Like, why can't a guy wear lady glasses?
Absolutely, it's 2020.
But a lot of people who do what I do are ham bones, right? Performers. We puppeteer. We wear makeups. You know, we're sort of more like, you know, maybe more outgoing dorks. Whereas the visual effects folks, in my experience, the people who are working more with computers, more with, you know, model building perhaps and all, they're a little more introverted and sciencey.
Mm-hmm.
So engineering maybe types.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just been making movies all over the place. I should send you guys some links to some of the very old ones, a bunch of short films that pre-internet actually that were way too long and self-indulgent.
Please,
because
please.
It's always. I will. I'll send you something. But it's always been a kind of a way to vent or a way to get away from the requirements and the structure of the Hollywood gig, you know, and sort of like the in a way the opposite of an effects build where you are building things for months and months on end, meticulously, step by step, and then finally you get it on set and you get to have fun with it and see it move, and then it's packed up and it disintegrates, you know. So making these stupid little comedy shorts is something that I just thought I should subject everyone else to, in between the pictures of aliens and predators. So I'm glad you guys liked them. But I'm all I have no more ideas now, so there probably won't be any more.
It's fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
It's really hard coming up, especially in this context where it's like, oh, you're in the entertainment industry and nothing's happening. Well, I guess you better do a podcast and acoustic versions of things. Like,
can I tell you?
Great.
Got this couple of very nice Instagram pages have invited me. We're doing a takeover, right? And then like, oh, that's flattering. You know, that's nice. And then like, what you got to do to take over is you've got to do like, you know, 8 posts per day, every day, and create some unique original content, and then maybe an hour-long demonstration of how. And I'm like, I'm out. I'm too lazy. Don't
blame me for that.
And it's all great. It's all, the spirit of it is wonderful, but I just don't have the. I'd rather sit like this and bullshit for how long are we going to bullshit for? By the way,
they're letting us have an hour.
Yeah, max is an hour.
All right, I was.
I mean, I want to spend a week with you.
There's not enough internet to go around, apparently.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there isn't. Yeah, we haven't gotten to the end of it yet. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, an hour is not all you'll be able to take of me.
We'll see.
I was just thinking then what you were saying about the sort of the life cycle of what you do when you create these characters for movies. That you make it sound quite bittersweet in its own sort of strange way. It must be very strange that you know what you do is one of the cores of what has made a lot of these movies work, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But it's also, you know, you're here and the movie's here, so you're sort of running on train tracks, and then you kind of get to cross, and it's that moment, and then you've got to say goodbye to something that was very personal, I think.
Yeah, it never really. I get that reaction a lot, but my focus, you know, being in film and the kind of temporary nature of film. People are texting me funny things right now. The temporary nature of film is that whatever you do, whatever you create for it, it's the image that is what lasts, and that's what really has the biggest impact. And if you think about all those old movies that you saw as a kid that formed and warped your brain and made you who you are. That's all there is of them, generally speaking. I mean, I guess you could go to a museum and watch props and all that, but my mindset has always been that everything I do is in support of that image, which exists on a screen or on a TV or whatever, and that's that. And anything else is just artifacts, right? So I was surprised, and it took me a long time. I never even, and I say me, it's the royal me, I guess, the royal we. Tom Woodruff, who's my partner in ADI, we both sort of like, you know, we would archive things and throw them upstairs and just let them rot. And without much consideration, I mean, we take care of them, but without much consideration that the public might see a value in them and might really appreciate them. And we did do something very fun. What was it? A year ago, 2 years ago, we did with the Hollywood Museum. We basically took our display room and we took stuff out of storage and old, like, stuff that we would consider junk, like Meryl Streep's mechanical body from where her head was twisted around, you know, that thing, which looked like, but you put it behind glass in a museum setting and you're like, all of a sudden, oh, this is art. And then you're like, kind of like, we, the royal we, did all this stuff and people walk through and gush over it. And it's a very interesting experience for me. I don't know. It's humbling, you know, and the reaction that people have to all this stuff, real practical stuff, the appreciation for it now, after having that dip in the, you know, the post-Jurassic Park dip.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of climbing up, and you know, a lot of it is because of the studios finally listening to fans or listening. I think more that directors coming up are fans. You know, there's like Andy Muschietti, who we did It with, or Michael Dougherty, who did the most recent Godzilla movie that we worked on. Those guys are real fans, and they're the ones that then have the power to go to a studio and say, can this please be a puppet or a makeup or whatever? And they can fight that fight because the studio's emphasis is always to move it towards digital for a bunch of different reasons that are business reasons and sensible reasons, but not necessarily fan pleasing reasons, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway,
the funny thing, but we were obviously in the build up of speaking to you and stuff, we've been watching, and this I've seen it a few times before, but we were watching Playtime with Billy, and one of the, which is amazing, by the way, and we were loving that segment about how, like, oh no, it's all about CGI now, so you know, fuck off. But like it was really funny and still, you know, really real, especially because we're watching certain things at the moment. Like, I've always been fascinated in puppeteering. It's never something I've gotten into. I've always wanted to. But yeah, physical effects over CGI to me, and again, the work that you do is just mind-blowing.
That was fun. Shooting Billy was like that Playtime was over it was over a period of about 3 years. It's like you get an idea and you go, wouldn't this be clever? You write it up real quick, and it takes you 3 damn years to build the character, pull it all together, and shoot a day here and a day there, you know, in between things. But most of those quotes that the producer, played by me, with these glasses,
would never have known.
It's the glasses. Oh. It's the glasses.
Yes. See, watch this. Look at this.
Fuck! It's the producer from the movie.
What?
Oh, Alex, you just
Superman was away. Anyway, most of what that producer says are quotes that I have heard people say. I have literally heard studio executives say, well, you know, George added the CGI to the Star Wars movie, and well, look at that. Look, the results are playing, you know. And you're like, oh my God, I am diametrically opposed to the people in power. How do I deal with this, right? I guess I take the scraps, I do the best I can with what I'm being given. Initially, I fought it, and Tom and I were kind of, maybe overstaying our welcome in certain rooms. I did that in a movie. I said something in a movie. I don't want. I mean, everybody's doing the best they can, right? Everybody's taking information, but we're all learning different lessons depending on which side of the line of production you're on. But there was a movie kind of not too long ago where they said, oh no, this character is going to be all digital, and it was a character that had traditionally been practical. And I'm like, really? You're going to just like, oh yeah, it's got to be digital. I said, all right. I said, well, I think you're going to have the fans to deal with. And the room went silent. It was probably a politically imprudent thing for me to say. And I don't normally, let myself get heated or anything like that. But and lo and behold, that is one of the big comments about the film, was that character should not have been digital. And to me, it's like, just use the right tool for the right job. I don't care, but you can't just look at, a character and say, this has always been practical, but screw that, it doesn't matter, we're going to go digital with it. I don't think. And maybe, a lot of times they think, well, we got the fans anyway. If the movie is a big monster movie, the fans are going to go. So we don't really need to please the fans. We need to make sure that the movie is as dynamic as it can be. We don't want to pay for something twice. We don't want to build it practically and then have response cards come in, or the story changes, or the director changes his mind, or the studio changes their. And then in post-production, you can't do practical effects because they take too long to build, and it's not. Whereas with digital, you can make corrections easily.
Wow.
Wouldn't this be clever? You write it up real quick, and it takes you 3 damn years to build the character, pull it all together, and shoot a day here and a day there, in between things. But most of those quotes that the producer, played by me, with
yes,
glasses,
yes,
would
never have known.
It's the glasses.
Oh.
It's the glasses.
See, watch this. Look at this.
Fuck! It's the producer from that movie.
What?
Oh, Alex,
How
you just
Superman gets away. Anyway, most of what that producer says are quotes that I have heard people say. I have literally heard studio executives say, well, George added the CGI to the Star Wars movie, and well, look at the results are playing, and you're like, oh my God, I am diametrically opposed to the people in power. How do I deal with this, right? I guess I take the scraps, I do the best I can with what I'm being given. Initially, I fought it, and Tom and I were kind of, maybe overstaying our welcome in certain rooms. I did that in a movie. I said something in a movie. I mean, everybody's doing the best they can, right? Everybody's taking information, but we're all learning different lessons depending on which side of the, line of production you're on. But there was a movie kind of not too long ago where they said, oh no, this character is going to be all digital, and it was a character that had traditionally been practical. And I'm like, really? You're going to just like, oh yeah, it's got to be digital. I said, all right. I said, well, I think you're going to have the fans to deal with. And the room went silent. It was probably a politically imprudent thing for me to say. And I don't normally, let myself get heated or anything like that. But and lo and behold, that is one of the big comments about the film, was that character should not have been digital. And to me, it's like, just use the right tool for the right job. I don't care, but you can't just look at, a character and say, this has always been practical, but screw that, it doesn't matter, we're going to go digital with it. I don't think. And maybe, a lot of times they think, well, we got the fans anyway. If the movie is a big monster movie, the fans are going to go. So we don't really need to please the fans. We need to make sure that the movie is as dynamic as it can be. We don't want to pay for something twice. We don't want to build it practically and then have response cards come in, or the story changes, or the director changes his mind, or the studio changes their. And then in post-production, you can't do practical effects because they take too long to build, and it's not. whereas with digital, you can make corrections easily. I say easily, with all due respect to my friends in the digital world. They'll be like, you think it's easy to replace an entire character, a practical character, with a digital character? But at least you've shot plates, right? You've shot plates, with the idea that as soon as they do that, by the way, when we're shooting something and they're like, okay, that was great. Big round of applause for ADI. Now shoot a plate. You're like, wait a minute, if it was good, why are we shooting a plate? Insurance policy. And sometimes they cash in on that policy. But anyway, I don't know what I was saying. Oh yes, Billy, thank you very much for enjoying that. And did one of you say something about that you liked my singing?
Oh, you got voice of an angel.
But yeah, I mean, you sound like
The pillow wrapped in the
Michael
clouds.
Bublé.
Yeah, pillow wrapped in the clouds.
Michael Bublé. Oh, all right. Yeah, well, that's very fun because I'm going to have to remember this, that real rock stars told me that I sing well, because there's some people out there who love my... No, I'm joking. But
The definition of rock star to me is somebody that has a belief, has a vision for what they want to do with their work, and sticks by their fucking guns. Like, I know 1,000,001 musicians that aren't rock stars, and I know 1,000,001 people that go about their daily business that are fucking rock stars.
Yep.
Like, it's all relative. And being giant fans of practical effects, I feel like this is time for us to do a toast with our favorite drinking glasses.
Alien tiki mugs.
Oh, alien tiki mugs?
Yep.
Can I see those a little?
That's in honor to you, sir.
Give me a profile. Oh, how cute. That's great.
Aren't they great?
Yeah.
Those are
We are
great.
drinking Cosmos out of them because,
Nice.
you know,
Nice.
we couldn't find Bloody Marys.
Aren't you? Isn't England the land of gin and tonics and dirty martinis and stuff?
We're 80% gin and tonic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you are.
I'm 80%
I
gin
saw
and
that. I've lived in England on a couple of movies. Lived there, and I lived in Fulham.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's close to. Sorry, shut in your ear. That's close to where our last home was.
Yeah, in Fulham Road. I was. Don't ask me any more details because it was the early '90s, and then in the '80s I lived outside of Windsor, which was
near where one of my brothers lives.
very fancy.
Really.
Yeah.
Living the high life.
I believe the name of the house that we rented was the Rose Cottage. You know the Rose Cottage.
The Rose Cottage. Yeah.
The Rose Cottage. That one. Yeah. Anyway, no, I'm an Anglophile. Even before getting the opportunity to go there, probably because one of the first movies that I remember seeing was the movie Zulu. And I was like, what is wrong with these English people? No. You guys just have so much, for a little tiny island not only did you own the world, but all the art and literature and comedy, your comedy. Oh, man. So that is an argument for inbreeding, I think. I'm just joking. I'm teasing.
Can you get that on a t-shirt? Can
What's
that be
that?
an album quote? Can we get that as like a review quote?
Yeah, put it on the back of the album.
Fuck it, let's call the next album that.
Yeah, that's it.
An argument for inbreeding.
The album title there.
The argument for inbreeding.
Oh my lord.
No, I'm just teasing about that. But these are all the same stupid jokes that I made with our English crew on Alien 3 particularly. Alien 3 was we had an amazing crew. We had but everybody was just like a little baby then. But on the English side, we had Stephen Norrington, who directed Blade. Like, he was on that. He's in LA now. He's a buddy of ours. We had Chris Cunningham. You know Chris Cunningham?
Yeah.
I was going to bring him up later. Yeah, huge fan.
He was on that. Dave Elsey, who is a multi-Oscar winner in makeup. Paul Catting, who's a renowned, has become a renowned production designer. We just had a whole bunch of people who just became unbelievable talents, and they're all insane. Julian Caldo, my friend Julian Caldo, all just absolutely hilarious people. And this is where, you know, getting back to like the personalities of the people in this business, I felt so fortunate because everyone is in some way absolutely insane and usually hilarious. It isn't always played, usually hilarious. And that's what I love about England is it's just so, it's just like ding, that much off from like Americans. I think we all want to be loved in some way. We're always like, you know, and English don't seem to give a shit. Like the humor is mean and it doesn't. And that's actually where I started working on my deadpan was when I was looking at, you know, people like John Cleese, you know, or just your average Joe English person. Who just will rip you or say the most outrageous things with no emotion, and because they don't care. Like we say, "JK," yeah. I'm just kidding, because we want everyone to know that you should really like me, you know. But that's what I love about the English is that, you know,
you do have a very, very British sense of humor. Like I think again that's why we gravitated so much towards your comedy videos as much as we did
that's what made Billy so funny. There's a couple of for anybody that's joined us. Hi for everybody. We see you all saying hi, by the way. It means the world to have you. If you haven't checked out Alec's short film, it's just
called Playtime.
It's really good. It's
so funny.
It's funny, it's charming, it's a little heartbreaking, but in the good way. And there's a couple of visual gags that are some of my favorite things I've seen in quite a while, and I want to talk about them. I also
I don't want to ruin it. I know that we're thinking of the exact same one as well.
Yeah, we're thinking the exact same bit. So please go and check it out. You know exactly what I mean. It involves a street.
Yeah.
And it's very funny.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, it's a kind of a like a. I was looking at. I love silent films too. You know. Particularly Buster Keaton, and they still have that kind of stage play mentality. So diagrammatical. Wes Anderson, you know, lives on this stuff where it's like you're looking at a proscenium, you know. So I love those when you can nail an image that is just everything's perpendicular to the camera and little surprising things unfold. You know, it's like the antithesis of the modern sensibility, which is, you know, the YouTube sensibility or the handheld camera kind of, you know, sensibility, which is fun. But yeah, I'm glad it clicked with you guys. Yeah, I'll have to send you some of the other things. I made a series of movies with my friends, short films with my friends years ago, like Kevin Yeager, makeup guy who did Child's Play, and Kevin is in Playtime as he created Chucky originally. So I thought I'll make him the guy who created Billy. And then Kevin's idea was, well, but it shouldn't be me, right? It should be, and then we're spitballing. I was like, hey, how about if it's Kevin Yeager's dumber brother, Carl? So Carl Yeager, so that's the little thing there where Billy goes back to Carl. And then they have at each other because Billy's very sensitive about Chucky, who's a bigger star.
Yeah.
And there's a sibling rivalry there. Anyway, but I did a bunch of shorts, and Kevin was in one of them, doing a hilarious character that he had created. He always used to do it, you know, when I was working in shops with him and stuff when we were younger, named Dwayne. And it's a hilarious character. So I wrote a little script around Dwayne, and that's one of the ones I think that turned out one of the. And then another guy named Rick Lazzarini, who is also an animatronics and makeup guy, who has done a lot of stuff. He's done, you know, he made the face huggers run in Aliens, but he's also a hilarious person. I just know a ton of super funny people. So I made a bunch of these little Belgian shorts, which I will share with you at some point. They're all on YouTube, but they're not on my the Studio ADI channel. Mostly, I think they might have some like music infringements and stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
So I didn't want to.
We know that.
My channel shut down because I stole, Black Betty or whatever that song is. Anyway, but enough about me.
No, not nearly enough about
I mean,
you.
there's
So,
yeah.
so tell me about the two. So you're both actors.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we've been acting since we were kids. We're in a band. There's 4 of us all together. 2 of them can't be with us because, quarantine. And yeah, we've been acting since we were kids. We've done a lot. We're on like Netflix and then a couple of films and stuff. And then the band, we're lucky enough to be, well, right now we're supposed to be in Las Vegas with the Who.
Literally.
Yeah, our first date was it this Monday or last Monday?
It was last Monday.
Last Monday was
We should
supposed
have
to be our
another
first
2
date.
shows left.
Yeah.
I think we should be playing LA tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no.
yeah, but it's fine. It's being rescheduled. We've been told that, we're not too upset.
Life finds a way.
Finds a way.
Well, you do have, it's not unreasonable because the entire band, The Who, is in the most vulnerable demographic for this.
I mean, yes.
Didn't even think about that.
No, see, I did. I literally completely thought that. So, that's fine. I'd rather them stay healthy and fine.
But that's weird because Vegas is opening up again, I think.
Yeah, it seems to be that a lot of places are. I mean, even in England, they're talking about opening.
Yeah, people are right on the edge.
Yeah, it's a bit. I mean, I'm not very comfortable with it, but
How are you finding ways to? I mean, you run a whole fucking studio. I mean, that must be an odd experience to be able to have to find ways to stay creative and to find ways to keep people creative as well in this time. Must be.
Well, the good news for us is that I think the industry is trying to crush my studio anyway. So COVID just came along and we have a couple of little projects that we're doing that we have been paid for, and thank God our clients are very reasonable because we did just shut it all down. And then what I've done more recently. I hope I'm not breaking laws. No, I just asked my people, like, we could have a few people here keeping social distance and, keeping a protocol going. And it slows down the process because you can't have teams of people working on each app currently, but at least it's getting something done. And so and maybe it gets people, people going broke. People are going broke. So get in and get the paycheck, and so I made that offer just to whoever was comfortable, and some of them are comfortable. So I do have some people here, and it's so far it's all good, and
good.
We'll see.
So having done this for as long as you have, by the way, your start was amazing. Like the tutelage you received, even just like coming out of college, is amazing. All the people you've worked with is so exciting. What do you do to keep finding the love in the work?
Money.
I've heard that helps.
Yeah, I've heard about this thing called money. I haven't gotten to that, but I'm hoping soon. Yeah, no, you're right. You guys know what that's like, right? You know how it's like, oh God, like I don't know how to write music. I don't know how to write a song. But you guys have to get up and do it, right? You guys have to like go. That's what I admire about Lennon and McCartney. I remember reading a quote that, John would say, all right, let's rate ourselves a swimming pool. And they would come up with, whatever. I can't think of any of their songs. I hear they have some pretty good ones. But like that's what you have to do. You have to somehow dig in and go like, what is it? For me, it's always about, I want to get the feeling. I'm addicted to the feeling that I had as a kid of some great, amazing visual thing that I saw, or comedy movie that I saw. So something like that. So how do I get that? How do I give that to other people? And how do I get it myself, right? How do I find those things? So it's always, to me, it's about like the end result. and then that makes it so much easier to go through all of the little hassle steps you have to go through, because you can't. I mean, I'm going to talk out of two sides of my mouth. That's the goal. The goal is to recreate all those fantastic things that other people gave to you, right? In entertainment. But then you can't really control whether or not people are going to love those things, but you can control whether you enjoy the process. So enjoy the journey with an eye on where you're going. I know people say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And I basically agree with that. Although I don't want to have a wonderful trip and end up in Auschwitz. That would be a drag, you know? So why can't you have both? Why can't you have a nice train ride and end up in the Lakelands or something?
I think you broke Sid.
Yeah, yep.
I don't know.
It's funny. It's funny how I've accidentally grown up with you, and not in a creepy way.
True, both of us.
But Goro,
Oh, God.
Mortal Kombat is.
Oh God, is
like
it an FBI sting?
He's got it.
He's got it.
There's
a camera.
Wait a minute. You said you lived.
There's the camera.
You said you lived in Fulham, right? How old were you in '91?
Oh, that's all right. I was only born that year, so.
So my dad snuck me in. My dad snuck me into Mortal Kombat in the cinema.
Did he really?
And, yeah. Because I loved it so much. And then Starship Troopers is by far and away one of my favorite films of all time. I think I played it to you like 2 months into us being together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what's the point when it's acceptable to show us Starship Troopers? Now.
Yeah.
Now. You've been waiting for that. It's on your dating profile, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Tinder. Must love aliens. Must love 4-armed monsters. Or is it 6 arms? Is it 4 or 6 arms? I don't know.
I mean, but you know, in terms of you saying growing up, the first thing, like I've literally grown up on my family is a big Disney family, so we're like fairy tales and happiness all around. And when Rob and I met, he was the first person that ever showed me any kind of horror film ever. And the first one was Aliens. And now, if I have a really stressful day, like especially after like a stressful band day, I will sit down with a glass of wine and put Aliens on to relax.
It's true.
Because
it's weird. It's true.
I am probably a psychopath. But
yeah.
I will just take, because I did this at the beginning. I just had to take this moment to show you what I am wearing right now. If it's on camera, I don't know if it's going to be. It is a crew jacket.
Yeah.
From Aliens. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. There we go.
That's a great go.
So this is my
where'd you get that?
This is my I don't know. He got it for me.
It took a lot of hard work.
We were not on the crew.
Embroidered?
It's
there's no names to it or anything, but
it's definitely.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's the one thing I have.
I had my Bug Stomper jacket. I wore the crap out of it, and I wore it on Alien 3 actually. So that was five years after, you know. And I remember the day it was just falling apart, and I thought, this is no longer a useful jacket, and I just took it off and I tossed it into a big metal bin at Pinewood Studio, and never gave it. And now I'm like, why didn't I save it? Because it was raggedy. I'm like, I'm a professional. I'm a head of department. I can't be wearing this.
Maybe I'm wearing the patched up version. But this one does have candy in the pockets.
That's true.
I keep finding candy in it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I don't
Is
know
that
why.
the kind of? That's the kind with an acid center?
Are you talking about SIDS or the sweets?
Yeah, molecular acid center. Those are. Hey, do you guys want me to show you around the new studio?
Oh my God, please.
Please. Okay, I've never made that face on camera.
I've been trying to make conversation for like 45 minutes to show me the front of the fucking place.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So so I have to, like, I'm sitting in front of my window here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So so I have to, like, I'm sitting in front of my window here because I wanted front lighting because, you know, a man of my CV needs a little front light now and then. But
Yes.
so I'm kind of like struggling to get out. I'm in a cramped. All right. So this front room. Oh, we downsized. You know, I don't know, 6 months ago. So we had a gigantic 20,000 square foot facility, and it was just, we don't build huge things anymore. You know, so much. And if we do, we'll just rent space, you know. So we size ourselves down, and it's kind of nice. It's a little more. I've been told that it looks a little more like an art studio and less like a factory. So
nice.
do I flip this? Right? Can I flip this? Like if
I think oh yeah, there's a.
Oh, look. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
Yay.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, look, there I am on the big screen TV. So this is. So before we moved in, we came in and we art directed the walls to give it this sort of concrete bunker-like look, because as I mentioned, I'm an Anglophile, so I imagine that this is like Churchill's war room. But here's some pictures of some of our greatest hits.
Oh man!
Oh wow!
And there's the old Tremors worm, our first feature as ADI. And then there's the Queen. That Queen is from AVP. There's our friend Chris Nelson, who applied the makeups that we designed, the appliances we designed for the movie Bright. This was one of the early tests. Chris designed the coloration of this character that Joel Edgerton wore. Did a bang-up job with it. So I think that was one of the early applications. Yeah, that was in our makeup room. That was a huge and then of course this is from It Chapter 1, and this one, people ask me about this, who designed Pennywise, and it's Andy Muschietti, the director. Andy, if you follow him, you've seen his drawings. He was a storyboard artist and I believe a production illustrator before he started directing, and he literally had like a little sketch on a proverbial napkin. And we're like, that's a great design. It's all there. So it was really up to us to sculpturally translate it, his line drawing onto Bill Skarsgård, which is a design task, but just a really nice character. And then that's a big giant suit we made for Kevin Durant, who played Blob in, which movie was that?
That was Origins, yeah.
Yes. I'm going to spin past this character, which hopefully you'll see later in the future. That was that's a little ADI, studio ADI film. We did another small film. These are, this is the Sideshow collectible version of the alien, the super face hugger, also known as the Queen face hugger. And this was, that was an interesting project. Giger was on the project, and he was designing and sending pen and ink illustrations over via fax, you know, the rolls of paper, fax paper that would come in. And then Fincher would look at them, and then he would come and discuss them. And I think, you know, David was liked a certain amount of what Giger was presenting, but also asking for modifications to it. And I don't know what their relationship exactly was like, but I think Giger wanted or thought he was going to have a similar relationship with David that he had with Ridley. But he was in Zurich and not at Pinewood with us. So we would do what we do, which is to say, like, okay, what are you looking for, and submit variations on Giger's work, all the while trying to be respectful of the genius that is H.R. Giger. And I think eventually H.R. Giger ended up not liking us. He thought that we turned the director against him, and that was not the case. And it was kind of heartbreaking, but it was a good early lesson for us, you know, because you just have to do your thing and be as respectful as possible, and how people interpret it is sometimes beyond your control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, completely.
But I do love Giger, and I love his work. Is just like he's well, here, let me talk about this, so people don't think that other blue thing was Giger. Yeah, no, his work was just you know, he established it all, man, and the biomechanical look, and there's never been another artist like him. I don't know how there possibly could.
No.
Anyway, this was a character that I designed just as a personal art piece for the studio, because I looked around the studio and the display room, and I thought, we have nothing with interesting colors. It's all these sepia tones and dark, nasty looking stuff. What's a beautiful thing, you know? So I came up with this, and this was sort of supposed to be like, what if plants evolved into ambulatory, you know, creatures more. So there was a sort of a split between a plant and an animal. So it's actually, if you know the paintings of Georgia O'Keeffe, she does skulls, like cow skulls and orchids and things. So there's a Georgia O'Keeffe thing, and then it also looked a little bit like my toy fox terrier, Frank. And for a little while, it was, people would just, their jaws would drop. They'd be like, wow. And then Avatar came out, and they go, is that from Avatar?
Well, I was, you know what, I was gonna say, because I read the book recently, I could, like, that is in my mind exactly a creature from Annihilation.
Oh yeah, yes, I love that.
I can really see that being in Annihilation.
Yes, beautiful. Annihilation had some really great freaking. That was the movie with the creepy scene with the bear in it.
Yes, yeah, the bear.
Oh my god!
And, yeah,
that bear scene, to me, that I felt like I was watching the original Thing.
I completely get that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great,
amazing. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. This is from my book, Worlds, the blah 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 blah. Here's this is a pre-production art that we did for a film that I don't know. Oh well, everybody has projects. I have a ton of scripts. This one is a sort of like a safari on an alien planet.
It's stunning.
It's beautiful.
So you hop on board this gigantic insect, and you go tour the landscape. Anyway, oh well, the Queen. There's the Queen from AVP. Is this getting a bit boring here? We're getting a bit boring. There's me standing there. Tom Woodruff, Tremors. Oh, Goro. There's Goro.
There he is.
Yep. You know, our gorilla.
Look at that.
Level. Oh well, this gives you an example. So ham-bony stuff, like, so there's me on the controllers, right, controlling the gorilla, or is the gorilla controlling my face? That's just like what you do when you're a kid. You know, you spend hours in front of the mirror making faces so that later. Oh, anyway, okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. So then through these doors is the display room. So there's
wow.
like a kid in a candy store.
There's the wolf predator.
Wow.
And then that's Scar from AVP and the AVP alien. These aliens, the bodies were, we redid the heads, but the bodies were from Resurrection. Because, you're always having to save money. So that's anyway.
Beautiful piece of work, man. Absolutely beautiful.
We've had so many great artists through, on our crew, and it's generally a freelance industry, but we've been very fortunate. We've had a lot of great people. And it used to be, I was sculpting for Stan Winston. And then at some point when you start working on these huge movies, you realize I can't possibly maintain the focus on the sculpture because there's so much going on, and you have to give up the idea that you're going to sculpt everything, At least that's the conclusion I came to. This is from a movie, Sorry to Bother You. I don't know if you've seen that. I recommend it.
Sorry to bother you. Yeah, I haven't got around to it. It's quite new, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry to bother you.
I've heard great things about it.
That was an in-house design that we just did for display purposes. But you can see like the texture on this.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This sculpture was a guy named Steve Koch, who's just an amazing sculptor. There's a demon from Tom's film, Fire City.
Cool.
It was sculpted by Tim Martin. This is a character that I did for I don't know if you can make it out, but it's an alien. This is an alien shaman. He's like a psychic alien. I was just looking for. I was looking for like he wears like the shed skin of some giant.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I get it. I totally get it.
And that you got all these cracked mud textures. And that was another version of.
It's just so smart.
I have goosebumps.
It's just me too.
Like,
Legit.
So this is that's kind of a look into an animatronic head. That's our gorilla who we built for the movie Zookeeper, but we've used him in a lot of other things. But this is about an 11-pound head that Tom wears, and he crawls around, performs as Bernie. If you have not seen the movie Zookeeper with Kevin James, not a lot of people, except for children maybe, would rush out to see a comedy about talking animals with Kevin James. But I will say the movie's actually better than you might think by looking at the poster. And this is the only character. This is the only non-CGI animal in the film.
wow.
And he's a lip syncing character, and he's the co-lead with Kevin James.
It's just proof that what you do works. Man.
Yeah.
You just can't substitute that.
I think so. I mean, and Tom, actually, honestly, if you want to see Tom Woodruff perform, this is a comedy role, so I'm partial to it. But I think this is Tom's best role. He's so funny in it. He's so and just alive, Considering that there are 4 puppeteers outside, working the face. And this was our Sideshow Collectibles guy, the Pred alien. This is an interesting situation because, we designed this character to be in scale with the Predator. And so his head, really like the way this guy's used is like, head to head to the Predator. So he was always, as is the case with all these aliens, you're meant to see him like this, right? You're not meant to really see him like that, because that's what feeling like, these legs, we might have cheated these legs a little bit longer in this maquette, just to balance them out. But I know when people see behind the scenes photos of this and it's Tom standing there on set, they kind of go, look how short his legs are. Oh, that sucks. Well, the proportion, it's for use in a movie, not, to be looked at as a full figure.
People say the same thing about Tom Cruise. I wouldn't worry about it.
For sure.
And look at that guy. He's hanging off the helmet. Did you hear he's planning on doing a movie in space?
In fucking space.
Yeah.
As you do.
It won't be he'll do it. That's from a movie called Race to Witch Mountain, which starred The Rock. You probably won't ever see that.
Yeah.
This was cut from the movie Dragon Ball, and I don't think I need to say anything.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's some human beings.
That's creep! Oh wow!
Let's get the shit out of it. Look at the dude just chilling out in the corner.
These are some American football players we did for Neil Blomkamp. We love working for him. Neil is really great. And then this is, do you recognize this little guy?
Come on, Mel.
It's from Jumanji.
Yes!
So it's
Of course it is! Of course it is! Wow!
And then we've got our wall of maquettes. These are only a portion of the maquettes. Some of them are in storage. These are characters from that same film with the psychic shaman, some different alien designs. Oh, look, there's a Terminator.
Wow!
Oh my gosh!
That's the quarter scale guy. We used a lot of miniature worm in that movie. There's X-Files, the design from X-Files. Sculptor by the name of George Shell sculpted this. This was from my book also. This was meant to be the alien primates that evolve in short order, and they have the human DNA in them, so they have a certain human quality to them. This is stuff we did for Banksy. If you look up the Banksy, what is it? Pet Boutique and Charcoal Grill.
Right.
We did about 20 different animatronic pieces, but that's one of them.
That's just incredible.
Oh my goodness.
Similarly, this is this was a character I just loved. This was a guy named David Meng who went on to work at Weta, did this, and I just freaking loved it. He called it Mickey Man.
It's so good.
It's so good.
There's Pumpkinhead. This is a casting of Pumpkinhead.
Wow.
So that's a sculpture I did back in the day, back when I could concentrate on sculptures. And this was a casting out of that mold. It's gray right now because we scanned it. Because there are some castings of Pumpkinhead floating around. You can buy them, and they're all a little bit tweaked and warped because they've been remolded and all that stuff. None of them are quite right. So we don't have the mold to this, but this is a casting out of the original. So we scanned it, and at some point, I don't know what I'll do with that scan, but at least it's a way to be able to get an act.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then this is just a whole plethora of maquettes from various projects, in-house projects and things. Oh, you like Disney stuff? This is a cute thing that we had called, what is it? It's called Monster Seed. So this is an in-house project about a kid who mails away in the back of a comic book for seeds. And if you take care of your seed and grow it, it could be your best friend. But if you plant a seed on the side of the house where the dog shits, he might grow up to be evil Vincent Price.
That's incredible. That looks like you in the mornings.
It does look like me in the mornings.
Oh, you are too married.
I just got a notification saying they're going to cut us off in like 15 seconds. So I'm going to try and hang up and then come back again. That's my plan.
Okay,
so
if you guys want to. Sorry,
no, we do. Please.
You're desperate.
I want to keep this call on while we sleep.
Yeah, we'll be right back. We'll be right back.
We'll do that.
All right, we're live again. Whew. Sorry about that, guys. I was terrified that they weren't going to let us do that. But we are good and golden, so we're just going to wait for Alec to come back on. Hi, everybody, again. Thanks for coming to join again. I know we're running way over, but honestly, this is like...
worth it.
This is the best fucking day. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but...
And we're also seeing all of your comments, but we are just at the moment like fully absorbed into looking at his incredible studio. So thank you for joining.
Yeah. We see all of you. We love all of you. We're seeing all of your amazing comments and questions.
Yeah.
And if we don't get to them here, we'll personally go through and answer, or maybe we'll try to get Alec in touch and do some answers, or maybe even we'll do a Skype or something where we just do question and answer and that sort of thing. But we'll definitely find a way.
Yeah.
To put this together.
Yeah. I also can't believe the stuff he is showing.
How fucking cute is that monster seed, guys? I'm literally in love with that little thing.
Did you see the alien egg?
I saw the fucking alien egg.
On the floor.
Saw an alien egg. The blue creature he made was beautiful.
I mean, the pumpkin head cat, like, everything is just... I mean, I don't think I've ever been more, like... I don't know, starstruck in my entire life.
I know. Ask him what his favourite alien movie is. I know. It's a hi, by the way. Hi, Spike. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Ian. Hi, everybody that's joining in. This is really cool. Yeah, I need a wee so badly, but I can't leave because I'm too excited.
Man, this is unreal.
Maybe we can get to some questions now. Is there anything come through that we could possibly answer? Is there any questions that have popped up that might be useful for us?
I mean, there's been a few. Oh, look, there he is again. Every single time, I just freak out. Hi, up there. What? What's going on?
I'm sorry I'm taking so long with this. Am I too long-winded?
If you say sorry one more time, I will virtually punch you in the face.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We're Americans here. We just want to be loved.
We've had so many. We've had we logged off and logged back on. We've had so many requests for the little seed monsters, please. I think everybody wants one. So.
Oh, the little seed guys.
Yeah, everybody's
everyone
just
wants
fallen
a
in love
seed
with them.
monster.
Man. They're beautiful.
Including me.
So
Look.
I mean, sorry, my
Oh.
battery's low now. I don't know. Let's see what runs out first, our Instagram time or my battery. Yeah. So anyway, there it is. That's the attic floor, and then this is the side of the house where the dog shits and the old rusty bicycles are. And it's sort of a nature versus nature. You know, he's had his hair cut recently. Got a little.
He's been doing good during quarantine then. Yeah.
He's got the COVID.
Yeah. He's basically like all of us right now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, do people have questions? Should I be doing that? Like, maybe what if I just answer questions and show?
It is like at this stage, it's totally up to you, my man. We've had a whole bunch of questions come in, and we can do that. Or and this is I'm putting you on the spot, but it would also be just wonderful to see all this stuff and then maybe ask you some questions another time if you've got the time on your hands.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, I'm a super, super busy, very, very important.
Wow, just look at these.
I mean,
that's from the vampire.
Does it make you proud? Like every time seeing this stuff?
Yes, it does, but it makes me proud of my team because I have just had so much. I mean, it did take us about a decade to put together the team that we all, that we still have. And they just bring so much to it. I mean, I guess anybody who works with a bunch of creative people would say that. I hope so. But all this, the scale and the scope of this. This is our little. We did this kind of like, bunker-like look here. But the scale.
It looks like you're on like the Nostromo.
Yeah, I love the tone, man. Like, clearly moving has inspired something great in you guys because it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So this is our design room. So we have our, workplaces, but also all these this artwork going back to, I don't know what. I don't know if there's anything from Tremors up here, but like that's from the movie Wolf long ago. There it is from, Godzilla. So that's Rodin. We did a bunch of, work on Rodin. these are I Am Legend. We did I Am Legend when Ridley Scott was going to do it. We did a bunch of makeups and designs. That's some early work. If you've seen our YouTube channel, you've probably seen a few of those videos.
Yeah.
Look at Sigourney gave us this. Isn't this sweet? That's her cuddling with the newborn. And
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
I love my son, she says. That is a possible pred alien design that we did in Photoshop. That's a combination of different sculptures mixed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Predator, his cleaner kit.
Oh, wow.
That's from The Thing, the pilot character from The Thing. Yeah.
How was it working on the second thing? Did you feel an obligation to sort of work with what is such revered work, or was it inspiring to have that as a base?
We're kind of used to being in these franchises, sort of inheriting franchises, with Alien. Mm-hmm. So we kind of know, what's in store for you, mm-hmm. both in terms of the love of the fans and also the possible hate from the fans,
Yeah.
So all you can do is sort of put that aside and once again go back to how did I feel when I first saw The Thing? What did I feel? What did I love about it? How can we get that? You can't just I don't like the cavalier, and I hear it sometimes, mostly more from studio execs, cavalier attitudes screw the source material, we're gonna do something better, and I don't know if you are, man, don't that way. Go into it saying that you have great respect for it, and we're going to live up to it, and be bold enough to say we'll try to surpass it wherever we can. But don't assume that you're going to do that, because you're probably not, because there's a reason why these movies are as great as they are. Let me turn some lights on. And sometimes, even the filmmakers don't know quite why the film is as great as it is,
Wow, look at that.
There's the Goblin, one of the Goblin design.
Goblin, yeah.
Incredible.
Here was another one that would have made use of the actor's eyes as opposed to the goggle kind of eye.
Ooh,
wow.
I prefer the eyes.
And so that design is what Sam Raimi chose. Do I have a picture of it over here? For our makeup test, which was that, right?
Oh,
so
wow.
He wanted to be able to see the actor's eyes behind goggles. It was as if it was a mask, like in the comic book.
Yeah.
But ours was very sophisticated. It was an articulated appliance, and in the end, Sam thought it looked a little too organic and lifelike. He felt it needed to be a mask that could be donned and doffed,
Mm-hmm.
And we had given him something that was a little too fleshy and too real. So that's when we went to that hard shell version, which we designed and made. But I really preferred this version myself.
It's haunting.
Oh,
yeah.
Here's a fun story. So I mentioned Chris Cunningham.
Yeah.
Chris Cunningham was on Alien Resurrection, and he was doing a bunch of illustrations for a possible newborn character, right? If you look at the top illustration, we were kind of looking at stuff like that, going for beautiful, geekery, beautiful stuff. And the director kept going, Jean-Pierre, who we love, he's a great guy. He was like, I don't know, I think this is a combo of human and alien DNA, and that looks too much like an alien thing. And Chris just sort of as a joke did that, which we were laughing like, oh my God, it looks like Jack Lemmon has put an alien mask on. But that really resonated with Jean-Pierre. It was like we were like, oh God, you weren't supposed to see that. And he said, okay. But he was saying, but that's the spirit of it, like more human version of an alien. Mm-hmm. So after that's where we were, our design. And also, if you look at he's got a giant nostril in the center of his face, right?
Yeah.
Jean-Pierre thought when he looked at that, he thought that was an eye socket, which you can kind of, oh yeah, if you look at that,
yeah.
looks like eye, right? So that's why the newborn has eyes, because he kept saying, "Where's the drawing with the eyes?" We're going, "What eyes? What eyes?" And then we realized, oh, that's what he's talking about.
Wow.
So,
Oh my god.
and then maybe this is the last bit. Here's a.
I mean, come on. Come on.
I love the way the skin breaks and cracks. It's just
That's a great design touch. That was one of the ones. Andy had an indication of that, and he described, that he wanted it to look decrepit, and and so we had to play around a lot with various kind of sculptural techniques. Sorry, I'm stumbling over things. And the sculpture was done by a guy named Mike O'Brien, who's a fantastic sculptor who we've worked with for many years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked it. I thought, that's like a Salvador Dali kind of.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, completely.
He does have very much Predator eyes, doesn't he? Like, or later Predator, not the first ones, but later Predator. It's kind of lion-like Predator cat.
I mean,
and
I'm very freaked out. Like, it's so realistic.
Are there, like, when you speak about the Predator eyes, are there little touches and things you put in that are sort of nods or Easter eggs for yourself, or things that that are personal to you, that sort of thing in your work?
Yeah. Oh well, we don't really necessarily. You can't help but repeating yourself. That I think is what an oeuvre is, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at H.R. Giger, who is like the king of style, he has repeating themes. Literally, his biomechanical. That is what biomechanical stuff is, repeating, right? He has repeating themes, and I always felt that is what makes him a fine artist, and. I have always considered myself a commercial artist. Maybe I don't fit the rock star definition. But so if we're doing like normally I would like I probably don't like in a humorous way put the R2-D2 on the spaceship, right? That story of the mothership and all. I would probably stay away from that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That said, if we're trying to save money, like on The Thing, and we do the autopsy, the creature, we use Starship Troopers mold parts, right? We use the big claws from Starship Troopers, and then we start going, this is kind of funny. This is like, did the Thing get to Klendathu or wherever Starship Troopers, right? So there's an overlap of the worlds, and we've seen that work, like in the Predator movie. That's what kicked off Alien versus Predator, was one of John Rosengrove or Shane Mayhem, somebody at Stanford put a alien skull on the wall, and that led to a franchise. How fun is that? So we will do it like that, but it's probably more out of necessity than it is out of whimsy. Although in my movie, in Harbinger Down, I've got tons of Easter eggs, homages to Alien, to The Thing mainly, but also some to other movies in there as well. I mean, the whole movie was a big homage. So I guess in that respect, yes. I don't know.
No, I get it. When we've written a couple of songs that have directly spun out of earlier songs.
Yeah.
Not even sort of like finding something that doesn't work. Literally, we've written a song, and there are specific parts where you can feel it has the option to branch, and then it does. We've got a song called Loaded Gun that's directly spun into another song we have called Devil's Witness, and another song that we haven't released that that Pete Townsend produced. Actually, we're working on the second album, and Pete Townsend's been producing a lot of them for us.
Yeah.
In the studio with him. So,
wow.
So I feel you. I get that. I get that.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Is that how a themed album comes about, where you just start going, oh my God, look how this is connected. You're doing something within a certain time in your life, so they've got to be connected.
Kind of.
We've spoken about this quite a bit.
Yeah,
haven't we?
kind of. But I think it can either put you in the danger of being boxed in if you find that's a loose idea halfway through and then you try and retrofit. Like if you start going like, I want to make halfway through and you're like, oh, maybe this could be, then you sort of stifle the openness, the creativity. That said, the album that we're writing now has a loose tone. Something arose in the songs that we were writing that we wanted, or we're wanting to create something joyful out of the situation that we have now.
Yeah.
It's not in any way tied to the situation now, but it is. And so the songs have taken on that flavor. But I think if you get to a point where you're trying to put that peg in that hole at this stage, I think you'll end up trying to service the story rather than trying to service the songs, and I feel like that's always the downfall.
Yeah, that's a danger. I mean, I wouldn't call it a concept album, but I'd definitely call it maybe themed.
Yeah.
Is that correct to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll send you. We'll send
you stuff.
We'll send you some stuff.
I'll take all your swag.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's ever called it swag before. I love that.
Yeah, the actual album is. Yeah, that's so funny. No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to denigrate it, to compare it to a T-shirt or anything.
You were not. Do not worry. I'm gonna call it that from now on.
You called our first album a T-shirt and the second album Inbreeding.
Yeah.
Oh
It's good.
God, that's funny.
We've got our names from you. We'll give you a cut.
Oh no! Please don't. I'm. I assume if I take money from you in some way, then I have some responsibility, and I don't want that.
Well, I mean, like I said, we
no
are
more
in
responsibility
LA
for me. So.
Well, we are in LA in early next year, so maybe we'll knock on your door.
You can come and see the studio. I will come and see your show.
Yeah, I was gonna say come to LA. Come to Vegas. We'll hook you up.
Yeah, we'll hook you up.
I
and
would
LA.
love to go to Vegas and see that show.
Deal. It's on.
It will be fun.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I hope I haven't waxed on too long.
This has been a dream. This is exactly what I wanted.
This is the part for me where in saying goodbye I start to replay all the rude things I said to you. I think I called England a tiny little island. I think I also I don't know, something about inbreeding. What else did I do? I think I was just generally a little bit too overblown and over. Is that right?
You went blue, and you went blue fast.
I did go blue, didn't I? You know what? And now it's time for me to go red, white, and blue.
Holy shit!
Because I got nowhere to go with that. Nowhere to go with that joke. But yeah. Well, this has been a blast, you guys. I'm glad that you reached out.
Oh, dude, I could literally.
This has been a dream.
Yeah, I probably will cry once we hang up. Thank you.
To read the comments of what people means that it's genuinely been a dream for a lot of people. And the reason we do COVID Club. The art industry is suffering in one way or another now, and if there's anything you can do to support Alec and Studio ADI, go watch his films. They're amazing pieces of work. Support the studio.
Yeah.
Buy his book. Like anything you can do to show the love and support. It means the world to us as artists. And yeah, thank you for spending time with us.
Can't believe you did.
Thank you guys so much for all the mushy, warm feelings and all that stuff. And I did get a kick out. I think, honestly, what did grab me, I was like, what? Did they say my singing? So,
like I said.
All right. Are you just trying to get on stage in Vegas? Is that the whole point?
Oh, we'll hand you the mic straight away.
Oh, I don't know if you read my comment, but my fantasy is that I'll just be like just barely out of the wings. And you can just put a mic stand in front of me without a mic, and I'll just have like a block of wood or like a 2x4, and I'll just, just like be part of your entourage, and I'll imagine that people
as the gorilla.
Well, no. See, once again, I'm lazy. I'm very, very lazy, so I don't want to go to that much trouble. Also, it might draw too much attention to me, so no. Yeah,
Okay,
I drive a very hard bargain.
Yeah, I could tell.
All right, you guys. I will send you links to those other stupid short films. If this didn't, oversaturate your Alec Gillis quotient, then these films are really good.
Not even close.
Never. We are so stoked to have talked to you, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
It was fun. A lot of fun.
Oh, you're such a legend. Thank you so much, Alec.
Bye, Alec. Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.